Hello everyone, welcome to Raptor 101, a training course designed to teach IronPoint pilots the basics of competitive dogfighting in Star Citizen. My name is Kazuka, and in this video we are going to be making sure you understand the pip. The pip is the little circle that appears ahead of your selected target. It turns green when your crosshair is over it, letting you know that the game thinks your shots will land. If you're flying with lead pip, this will generally appear ahead of the target, and with lag pip, it will be on top of the target all the time. This video will solely focus on lead pip, which is the default for Star Citizen and most commonly used option amongst competitive players. The pip serves two important functions. The first and perhaps obvious one is that it helps you lead your shots so they will hit a moving target. In principle, you aim at the pip and shoot when it turns green. In practice, it's not quite so simple, but we'll get to that. The second, and harder to understand function, is that it allows us to visualise how our ship is travelling relative to our opponent. It allows us to know whether we are closing on the target, creating distance, or travelling along the same vector. If the pip is wholly over your target ship, this means the pip is neutralised, and you are travelling along the same vector as your opponent. You want to neutralise the pip if you are trying to close distance. When the pip is covering the target, you can forward strafe to close the gap. Often, there will be gaps between the pip and your opponent's ship. This means you are not currently travelling on the same vector. To neutralise the pip, you must strafe towards it. Simply put, if the pip is to the left of your opponent's ship, then strafing left will neutralise it. Let's slow that clip down and take a look at it again. I start with the pip in a neutral position, and I strafe around to the right. Because Chewie is stationary and I'm going right, the pip swings out to the left. As I start to strafe back into the left, the pip becomes neutralised. This time, I push left from a neutral position and you can see the pip swings out to the right. I then strafe back right to neutralise it. Now I strafe down and the pip travels upwards. Strafing up towards the pip neutralises. New players will frequently try to aim just by shooting at the pip using their pitch and yaw, and then find that they struggle to hit their target. This is because pitch and yaw does not determine your ship's direction of travel. This is called chasing the pip. You must additionally support your aim at all times with the appropriate strafe inputs. In this fight, I'm going to deliberately fight like a newer player, and not use strafe directions or boost to support my aim. Look how quickly Chewie beats me. To hit our targets, we want to make sure our ship is travelling on the same vector as our opponent as much as possible. To avoid chasing the pip, make sure you strafe in the same direction as the pip is travelling to try and neutralise it. This, combined with roll aim and boost to increase your pitch rate, will mean you can land your shots much more easily. Simply put, if the pip is above the target, strafe up with boost when shooting. Upstrafe is a great tool for helping you land your shots, because you will naturally be rolling the target into your pitch anyway. Once your target is in your pitch, roll as necessary to keep them there, and try to keep the pip above the target. Be upstrafing while aiming to neutralise. In this clip, you can see that I've turned it around on Chewie by using strafe and boost to neutralise and land way more of my shots on target. If you're trying to create distance between yourself and the target, don't just hit backstrafe to try to go backwards and get away. If the pip is neutralised, this won't create any distance. Remember, backstrafe is significantly weaker than forward strafe, so your opponent will always be able to quickly close on you if they are travelling towards you on the same vector. Instead, look at what direction the pip is travelling and strafe opposite to it with boost. What players often refer to as backstrafing actually just means extending away from their opponent. It doesn't necessarily mean hitting the backstrafe key. Watch in this example as Chewie tries to push me, and I extend away by strafing opposite to the pip. It's important to understand that however you see the pip in relation to your target's ship, your target sees the same pip behaviour in relation to you. When the pip is neutralised, it's neutralised for both of you. This is important to understand, as if you are trying to be evasive, you do not want to neutralise the pip. In a dogfight, it's best to only neutralise when you have your own nose on the target and want to shoot. We'll cover evasion, extension and pushing tactics in a later video. In conclusion, the further the pip is from the target, the harder the target is to hit and the harder you are to hit in return. When trying to land your shots, make sure you're trying to neutralise the pip with the appropriate strafe direction. When trying to close distance, make sure you don't just hold forward strafe unless the pip is neutral, and when trying to extend, strafe opposite to the pip. That's it for this video. It takes time to get really good at aiming, so make sure you are regularly honing your skills in practice.